What up, tribe? It's your girl Roshi, and I would like to welcome you to my podcast, the House of Cush, where the evolved hustlers come to learn more about rootwork, conjure, tarot, culture, astrology, and a little bit of everything in between. So, today is Sunday, and Sunday is ruled by the sun. It is a good day for confidence, solving problems or issues from the previous week, and being very much focused on stepping into your highest timeline for the week ahead, for the next few days. As you guys know, I'm pretty big on planetary workings, and yeah, we are gonna always tap into the Cush Almanac to make sure that we are in alignment and we have the best possible outcome with our endeavors. But yeah, Sunday is a very much sacred day. It's the best day to do workings. It is a good day to start new things, focus on leadership, confidence, and raising your profile. You know, the sun, blessings, blessings, blessed be. You feel me? So yeah. And if y'all didn't get a chance to check out my ancestor reading from yesterday, what we need to do next as a community, as a people, it's really good. So check it out. It's a little love tap, not too much, but it's definitely worth the listen. And also, yesterday I did a Tribe Talk podcast as well. So check that out if you guys haven't gotten a chance to check that out before we get deep off into this Cush Almanac and this collective reading for the week ahead. Okay, so today August the 5th, it's 11:01 on the time stamp where I am. So we want to tap into power, we want to tap into alignment and taking action for the things that we want, need, and desire moving forward, because nobody's going to just give you anything. That's not how this game is playing out. And not to say you have to take it in a malicious way, 222 on the timestamp, but you have to almost position yourself to have the best possible outcome. And we love to see the greater good in things. We love to see the light, but also recognizing the shadow, because there is a lot of energy that is built amazingly, in those arenas. The rose that grew from concrete is definitely coming to mind. So today, being with the sun in Libra, I feel like it's a light being placed on relationships, partnerships, justice, friendships, groups, in the relationship that you have with yourself as well as your family. And there's a lot of retrograde energy going on right now. And if retrogrades are more so about the idea that things are moving slowly, but giving you a chance to slow down and really focus in on certain areas where you need to dot your I's and cross your T's. That's not always a comfortable space. That's not always a comfortable, fun, bright, sunny space. But you know what my saying is, y'all. Most legends are made in the trenches. You are not going to figure out where your strength lies when everything is just peachy keen. You know what I'm saying? So be grateful for those valleys, because when you do make it to the mountaintop, you will have so much more to utilize your tools. You're sharpening your sword is what I'm hearing. But we are in the wax and gibbous phase right now, and we are a few days out from the full moon in Aries, and Aries rules the head, fresh starts, and really just focusing in on new timelines, new systems. So I feel like these past couple days we have been sitting in this Pisces moon, and it's like what is coming to you in your dreams, what's coming to you in your subconscious thoughts, and you need to pay attention to those things and record your dreams and those momentary thoughts. Those are going to be like little breadcrumbs. A lot of times when I wake up from dreams and I can't remember the full dream, I will just take little notes, because you never know how those little breadcrumbs are going to lead you to what, like, information your spirit team is trying to put you down. You know, I'm putting you down, like Mona Leo said, I'm putting you on. And that's just the vibes, you know, with that. So, you know, get prepared right now. It is the first of the month as well, so you're preparing that energy and your intentions for the remainder of October. And I feel like with that Pisces moon right before that full moon in Aries, it's just giving us the chance to be like, all right, what do I need to know? What do I need to know that's right in my face? You know, head over heart. What do I need to know about these feelings and these emotions? Like, lots of spiritual, like, subconscious downloads. And, you know, a lot of things are going to be left up for interpretation. Some signs you get, they are for later. Some signs you get, they are for now. So you got to take it where it resonates and build a strong bond with your spirit team and stay grounded so you don't get caught up in the woe, you know. But like I was saying about the retrogrades, there are several retrogrades going on right now, giving you a chance to pause and take a look and see what's going on around you. We've got a retrograde in Saturn in Pisces. We've got a retrograde in Uranus in Gemini. We've got the retrograde in Neptune in Aries. Pluto as well. Oh, that's significant. It's at 1 degrees 2-3. So 1-2-3 in Aquarius. So we're retrograding in that. We've got the retrograde in the North Node of Pisces right now, and a retrograde as well in the Chiron. Excuse me, y'all. In Aries, that's retrograding. So it's like heavy, like sit down, sit back, and really assess what's going on around you type energy. Like, before we propel you into this new beginning, before we propel you into this new start. Now, a lot of this is general, y'all, so always take it where it resonates. If you guys would like a personal birth chart style reading, you know, definitely hit me up. Click the link in my bio, and you can go to my full service list on my Patreon and choose what type of birth chart reading is going to be, you know, in alignment with your goals, and we could break it down on a personal step-by-step type team. But what I'm saying is just in general for us as a tribe. I always say apply it to your sun and maybe your rising, maybe your moon. Don't go get too deep. I wouldn't go no further than my big six to see how these energies like truly affect you on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? So I always take these messages where they resonate, okay? But yeah, so your heart and your mind is definitely having a tug of war right now. Your feelings are having a tug of war. And the reason you might feel like that is because the moon right now, which is in Pisces, is opposing, which is hostile conflict. It's opposing your, the Venus energy, which is in Virgo. And these are sister signs, okay? Virgo and Pisces are sister signs. And I feel like it's at 1 degree. So to me, that's like telling you like, okay, head over heart. You know, you need to be quite particular in your circle, in your emotional feelings. You need to be paying attention to the messages that they sending you surrounding that. Venus is more about like charm, love, illusions, delusions, you know. King Solomon used those types of energies with Venus to do like, you know, reconciliations and like a mind fuck, a poison, if you will. It wasn't always fa la 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 la. It was sometimes to be used against people. And so you got to be mindful of that. You don't want to get caught up in the delusion of what you feel based upon what you know to be sure. And Virgo is going to help Pisces do that shit every single time, willingly or unwillingly. So that's why you got that opposition there today. The sun, that's very interesting because I'm looking for the sun. The sun is chilling today. The sun on this chart, these transits, the sun ain't showing up at all. What the fuck? So there's a void here. So then we got the moon trining Jupiter. The moon is quite busy today, so you heavily in your field. So if you want to ground today, you want to meditate, maybe journal. as well. Journal your thoughts. Just don't get too caught up, head over heart, for real. Pay attention, but head over heart. Mercury, which is also in Libra right now, it's squaring Jupiter at 5 degrees. Jupiter is in Cancer, so there could be some sort of like abrasion here when it comes to how you expand. So be mindful of what you say. Be mindful of the information that you intake on a large scale, because it is shifting. Things are changing, so you can't be too focused on the illusion that's being set up in front of you. Mercury is also squaring Pluto in Aquarius, which is retrograding as well at 3 degrees. So things are being brought back into balance. Things are being brought back into sight for you. Let me see what else going on here, y'all. I'm looking at the absolutes, which is 0 degrees in my book. And I'm also looking at like the more challenging aspects first. I like my dessert first, okay? I don't know if that's Capricorn moon in me or what, but I like my dessert first. Confirmation, okay? We need the dessert first today, okay? So, yeah, the North Node in Pisces is also opposing Venus as well. Sister signs at 2 degrees. So we're trying to find balance and harmony in our head and heart space, and what we want to do, what we in spiritual pursuits, like, our dreams, our hopes, and our desires. Check out that North Node energy in your chart. It's what else here? Chiron, which is the wounded healer. It is in Aries, and it is opposing Mercury. So don't be too quick to like speak out of term 11:11 on the timestamp, because what you speak into existence is going to show up in a big way. Y'all saw what I said about that Jupiter. Jupiter's expansion, but slow moving, but still it shows up in a bigger way. Especially when it comes to the home front, when it comes to the mother wound, people's deepest emotions. So, allow people, places, and things to reveal themselves. You don't have to call out everything that you see. You know what I'm saying? Now, I see hard work paying off. I see the harvest paying off in the long run, because we've got Saturn sextile Uranus, we've got Saturn conjunct Neptune. So your dreams and your desires that you're willing to actually put work into, this is the perfect time for you to do that, because it is going to show up and show out, where it counts the most. So follow your dreams, follow your intuition, follow the things that you are naturally gravitating to. I always tell my clients, like, go after what you wanted to do as a child, those things that interest you. Now is like the biggest time for you to continue to keep your eyes on your own plate, because it's about authenticity. It's about, what you bring to the table from a real, true place. And we need those things. I was saying that on Threads the other day. Like, I was getting a download that the scrolls and the sacred texts that we supposed to be writing, and we supposed to be putting this energy and doing this art and doing all this innovative shit, it's hard for us to do that because we so focused on what everybody else is doing, and you want to follow the status quo, and you want to follow a blueprint that is made for someone else. And that's not a dig. That's just, we're losing the recipes because nobody wants to step out and just do their own thing for fear that they're doing the wrong thing. And it's a crutch. That's why we got all these retrogrades, because it's like, go back, review, examine your heart posture, examine your true spiritual nature. You know what I'm saying? Not just the avatar, the mask that you are presenting on the surface, right? Now, you might be not so great with thinning the fat. We're going to trim the fat, is what Spirit is saying. You trimming the fat this season, and that's going to cause for you letting go of a lot of shit that just don't work out for you. Virgo rules the digestive system. Virgo is very particular. Virgo is very precise and can be somewhat judgmental. So you don't want to go too deep, to the point where you're not doing anything, but you do want to recognize areas of opportunity in your business, in your life, in your spiritual nature, right? But yeah, Chiron cutting up like a lot of wounded spots. A lot of people are operating out of their wound, and it's affecting how they communicate. It's affecting their head space today. So you might be reliving like childhood wounds and things that happened in the past that really just didn't sit well with you. But be mindful of that. Be mindful of how you speak, what you think. Be mindful of, the energy that you put out, because it is going to affect you in the long run. And there's a lot of change and transformation happening, and a lot of us are kind of struggling with that Chiron in Aries retrograding, kind of helping you. It's to help you though, not to hurt you, is what Spirit is putting down. Okay, Lilith is definitely in she's in a good stretch. Lilith in Scorpio is, offering you the opportunity to dig deeper into your shadows today, and your deep thoughts, and really have them work with your emotions. It's at 0 degrees with the moon in Pisces, y'all. So, deal with your shit. I see so many people, like, they deflect in terms of, like, they can't deal with their own shit, so they worried about everybody else. This is a time where you are supposed to be focused on you and what you bring to the table and your true blue self, because this is just not a time where you're going to be able to hide that. You know what I mean? So Lilith is sextile Venus. It's very much supporting you, doing the necessary, like I said, trimming of the fat in your love life, in your friendships. In your glamour work is going to be big at this point. So call back though that energy to you so you can thrive. There's nothing wrong with it. So examine your Scorpio and examine your Chiron for real. Scorpio and Lilith, my bad, y'all. She's also trining, which means, working with Jupiter as well as Saturn. So the work that you're doing now, this shadow work that you're doing, this deep, dark, like feral work, is going to work for you in the long run. It's going to align you with your posture, your heart posture. It's going to align you with your correct spiritual team. So try your best not to run from that shit. Don't run from that shit like looking at other people today, okay? Stay out your ego. Also, the sun being void is very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So, before we get off into the collective reading for the week, I am going to take a brief overview of the horoscopes that are also posted on Patreon. So make sure y'all tap into Patreon, and we do have extended horoscopes as well for our higher tiers. But if you are a free member, you can tap into just the general horoscopes for today. So we're gonna run that down for y'all, okay? Now today, again, the moon it's softening any like edges in terms of revealing any truths through your deepest emotions. Lots of shadow work. You don't need to rush the clarity. You don't need to rush like what it is. It's gonna come to you intuitively. The veil is extremely thin right now, and your spiritual team is definitely peeking in and out, giving you guidance. You need to trust what you sense and not just simply what you see on the surface, right? So Aries, this moon is, again, it's going to heighten your intuition. It's going to soften your delivery. You need to listen more than you act, okay? Taurus, you guys, your dreams are definitely whispering truths to you. You need to let the emotional clarity replace any overthinking and stressing that you're doing. Now, Gemini, your visibility is increasing right now, but you need to stay grounded. The Pisces energy that's coming up around you is going to lead you help you lead with rather empathy and not simply ego. Cancer, the expansion that you're going through right now, it begins within you. This Pisces moon is going to call you to be more pushed towards your faith, your freedom, and also forgiveness. Stop holding on to grudges, Cancer. Leo, your transformation is definitely sizzling and brewing beneath your surface. Now, if you are able to surrender with any power struggles and trust your rebirth, this is going to be a good launching point for you today. Okay. Now, Virgo, any emotional reflection is going to strengthen your relationship. So, take time and assess those feelings. Don't fight them. Avoid trying to fix others. You need to heal the way you come off, heal the way you're being like overly critical to people. Okay. Libra, your harmony is going to require you to actually take time and rest. This Pisces moon encourages you to chill in quietness over being performative. Scorpio, now you've got a lot of deep passion going on, and this is going to allow you to create what moves you deeply. The moon is going to amplify your sensual intuition. Okay, so tap into that Lilith energy, Scorpio. Sagittarius, now the Pisces moon is going to pull you inward. You definitely have a very spiritual nature. Protect your peace and lean into solitude. It definitely fuels your alignment in being more focused and focused and free is what I just heard. Capricorn, okay, your words are going to shape your reality. You remember what I was saying? I was like, watch what y'all say because it's going to manifest. The Pisces moon heightens your emotional resonance in your speech. So what you say fucking goes. So be mindful, okay? And how you think, right? Aquarius, money and emotion do intertwine. So the moon is reminding you that wealth follows your worthiness. Like, how do you feel about yourself? And finally, Pisces, you are very luminous under this moon, so you need to let your dreams become instructions, not escape. So whatever y'all's sister sign is, you need to do what, instead like, what would Jesus do? It's almost like if you were Pisces, what would Virgo do? If you were Virgo, what would Pisces do? Like, it's opposites day, y'all. Okay, so check out those daily horoscopes. If y'all join my Patreon, I do have little tips there for you to utilize for today. So click the link, check that out. Okay, now let's see what the spirits got for us today, y'all. Let's open the roads. Okay, all right, spirits, thank you so much for opening the roads on behalf of the tribe for me. Thank you so much for covering and protecting me as I go on this journey. Thank you so much for the gift. I don't abuse the gift. I honor it. I appreciate it. I love it. I respect it. What guidance do you guys have for us moving forward for this week ahead? Yes, y'all. All right, y'all. So let's see what's what, because they were fussing yesterday. So we've got the grandchildren for past energy, which, solving problems for today, presently, Monday. We got the 8 of Sticks in reverse, okay, by Wednesday. Midweek, we've got John Horse, Aries energy. By about Thursday or Friday, we've got 3 of Baskets in reverse. And the overall energy for the week as we come to terms is going to be the 5 of Sticks. So by the time you get to Saturday, you get the harvest, we've got the 5 of Sticks coming out here. So let's see what's going on. It's time for you to be assertive and proactive. It's exactly what you sense it is. Just like, they're saying it's exactly what you think it is. Believing is seeing, okay? But you also have to believe that what you're recognizing and digesting is a blessing within itself with this Aquarius energy coming through here. There may have been some significant delays, maybe due to lack of information or lack of movement within the last 8 days. However, by midweek, if you continue to fight and push forward, there are some things that are going to be able to come. You have a life worth fighting for. Your dreams are worth fighting for, is what I just heard. But you got to get your head and your heart posture together. Now, with the 3 of Baskets in the reverse, there is a lack of collaboration, a lack of friendship here. So we are going to take some looks into these reversals, okay? Tell me about this 8 of Sticks in reverse. Yeah, there's some delays. There was some delays in your progress. 2 of Sticks in reverse here. but it was due to lack of loyalty, lack of love being given to you. With the daughter of baskets, could be a water sign feminine energy here. Yeah, you were being delayed by these friendships or lack thereof. It's just a lot of delays, telling people things, and overly doing it, being overly loyal to these energies, people that you consider to be friends or comrades, right? I just keep hearing seeing is believing, but when it comes to the seeing is seeing this person or these people's spirits and not necessarily what's coming out of their mouth. Now, tell me about the John horse. Yeah, you're battling with people that are trying to control a narrative, and you've been going through this battle for about 4 years. And maybe in the past there was, a lack of realism or being realistic in terms of your perspective. Father Sims, temperance in reverse here. Yeah, this you weren't being realistic, like in terms of being able to heal these people. Like, you can't heal people who are not willing to do the work. Ace of baskets in reverse. So you were trying to heal people that were trying to hurt you. You were being unrealistic. It's like you was being like very like la la la, like nobody. If I love them enough, if I do enough, if I show them enough love, they won't wield the knife, wield the sword at me. And Spirit saying that's not necessarily true. With the 9 of sticks, you're being protected here. Again, could possibly be being protected from a Sagittarius or an Aries energy here. Take it where it resonates. Tell me about the 3 of baskets in reverse. Yeah, so these people aren't going to collaborate with you, but you're being told to keep going nonetheless. Even if you don't have a lot of support, you don't have a lot of people like cheerleading, you don't have a big amen choir, you are being told to keep going. Cancer energy here. Keep going, okay? Don't be afraid. Be not afraid. Daughter of sticks in reverse, because you fear doing things independently, but you're a true leader, the big queen here, Empress, Aries energy again. You don't need to fear being a leader, being before your time. You know what I'm saying? I just heard you're a pioneer. So, a lot of people are going to catch on later on. It's up to you to like set the foundation. That's why you got to keep your eyes on your own plate. You'll never go hungry. You'll never, and I mean hungry not in terms of just food, but spiritually, physically, emotionally, but you got to tap into your who it is that you're supposed to be being. And that's not always going to be through like joining in a crowd. Like I said, a amen choir. I think we could learn a lot, from the Jesus like 12 disciples shit, because like it can get ugly, you know what I'm saying? And everybody has their moment, everybody has their thing that they're supposed to be doing, and I feel like that was just a lesson, for us to learn from those experiences, right? So you just have to be quite mindful. Tell me about the grandchildren here. Yeah, you've got to believe that things are changing for you. I got the 7 of knives. Maybe you have to get quite crafty. You have to get strategic, but you got to believe that things are changing for you. You're going to continue to be held in high honor. Bishop C.H. Mason, Taurus energy here. And continue to follow your rituals as well. Yeah, there's a cycle that's ending here. It could be ending with a Taurus or a Aquarius energy. Maybe someone didn't give you, the assistance that you deserved. Ace of coins in the reverse, and you felt not knowledgeable. This Aquarius energy, mother of knives in reverse. This person, possibly an elder here. And we talked about that the other day too. Like, it's people that you held in high honor, and they didn't share the recipes, they didn't share the foundation and the blueprint. So it's a lot of shit that you pulling, from your intuition, from your dreams, just like you're attracted to things and you don't know why. And this is your elevated ancestors, not just your granny them, but like further back, depositing information. So you may have felt slighted, and maybe like you weren't prepared with the potential knowledge, and this in a sense delayed you from taking action with the 3 of sticks in reverse. But you are more than equipped with this Mother of Coins, Queen of Pentacles energy. You're more equipped than you know, and you can rest in knowing that you're being nurtured and taken care of on a deeper spiritual level. You don't have to rush this process, is what they're saying, right? No need to rush the process. You know what's been implanted in you is never going to go anywhere. Okay. Now tell me about the Five of Sticks. These people around you could have been quite aggressive in making sure, Son of Sticks in reverse, that you stayed in a cycle of fear, that you stayed in a cycle of just not taking action and moving because you were afraid to be independent and do things alone. But there's some sort of secret here. Maybe some of these people are afraid of your independence. Cancer could be significant. They're afraid of your independence. And this is why they withheld, nurturing and care from you. Daughter of Coins, Pentacles in reverse, possibly a mother figure here. But this is just a moment and an opportunity for you to focus in on your goals and what you want to do and what rings true to you. Like, you've got to be fearless. You've got to be passionate and know that you're a whole even when you are alone. Okay? Yeah, they pushing it, because it seems like a lot. We're focused on friendships, but you're focused on friendships that these people aren't loyal to you. They try to delay your progress. By not communicating and telling you things that could fuel you further, like wanting you to get ahead, but don't go any further than me. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because what people don't realize is we don't have the same mission. You don't have the same mission as people. You don't have the same purpose. You don't have the same walk. And that's why I always feel like it's very, very important for people to get them birth chart readings, because once you get that birth chart reading, you will realize how minuscule worrying about what another person doing, like, you will sense that you be like, damn, this shit really don't matter, because I got some other things I'm supposed to be doing. I have my own dreams. I have my own goals. And nothing and nobody can, get into that. Like, most of the time you meet with people and they are just reflections of your own insecurities or your own blockages and areas of opportunity for you to deal and build with those things so you can be better. But, no one man or woman or person is, heavily here to stop you. You know what I'm saying? People can be helpmates, but at the end of the day, it's all about perspective, right? It's heavily about perspective. But yeah, you just made friends with people who don't want to see you move along, and they delayed you. These people aren't loyal to you at all, is what Spirit is saying. So you've got to be mindful of that type of energy, right? Let's see what the guides have to say. Four of Cups in reverse. There's a lack here. There's a lack here. You see where you've been lacking too with the Two of Swords emotionally. So Spirit needs you to make wiser decisions when it comes to who you surround yourself with, who you share your love and your heart and your gifts and your, you know what I'm saying, that deeper sense of yourself. Be very wise about that with the King of Cups here, especially when it comes to whoever possibly this masculine water sign energy is. Take it where it resonates. So you could be the masculine water sign. Yeah, you need to figure that out, because this person, it looks as though someone's trying to stop you from moving on. This person could be being manipulative. This is Gemini energy here as well. The Magician in reverse, by manipulating you into thinking that you can't move forward without them. You cannot do this alone. When you go into the wilderness, you go into that motherfucker by yourself, okay? Not saying you don't need a tribe, but you need to figure out who you are first, right? You don't need to be building yourself on other people's identities. 1133 on the timestamp, or building yourself based on your connections with other people, because Spirit is more concerned with you. These people are helpmates, not crutches. Now, yeah, confirmation at 1133. So yeah, somebody's wish fulfillment here that you're dealing with right now is to use dark magic, or manipulative efforts, which is dark magic anyway, to stop you from moving on. These people have their work cut out for them moving forward. And it's because they move too recklessly. Page of Wands in reverse. They moved too recklessly and they did something that was unjustified. I got the download the other day when I was making my divination notes that these people that disturbed you and tried to stop you, they disturbed a divine prophecy, and this is why they are being punished. They were baited into their own downfall. So people think you're doing things to them. They might think, oh, you know, such and such collective is throwing magic, collective is paying. No, you are being punished for interrupting someone's divine path for your own ego, you know. So that's really what's going down. Libra energy here. Someone could be fearful because they know they did something unjustified. So yeah, when it came to setting some sort of goal or action with the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, tell me about the present Tuesday-ish energy. So you're being freed from all of this with the Four of Wands. You're being freed. Yeah, the Hangman in reverse, Pisces energy here. You're no longer being trapped up in these delays. You're being given a fresh new start with the Eight of Wands in reverse. And a lot of people can't believe that this is how this shit is playing out with the Star card, Aquarius energy here. Could be Aquarius masculine in your energy, or you could be this Aquarius masculine. Someone can't believe their strategy didn't work out, their plans ain't working out, and this person could be trying to, like, maybe they were trying to battle you, because I got the Seven of Wands in the upright here. This person could have been trying to battle you, and they took a leap of faith, and they fought. They were trying to fight you about it, and that shit is coming to an end. World card, it ain't coming to an end, it has ended. You know, the only way that you can suffer from these things is if you go back and try to continue to deal with these people. Okay, by Wednesday, somebody's going to be experiencing some sort of like debt here, or some sort of situation in the physical realm is weighing them down. Maybe these could be your enemies. 10 of Wands. There is an Aquarius energy here. There's also a Aries here. Somebody could be weighed down by the fact that you're the Empress. Take it where it resonates. And you're escaping any sort of poverty, lack thereof. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. They're weighed down by this shit. Maybe you're weighed down by this if you're the Empress. Take it where it resonates, and you feeling like, damn, how am I going to get out of this pinch? But by Wednesday, you're going to realize that, you know, these burdens that you're experiencing, again, are you sharpening your sword and realizing the power in your spirit team and your own spiritual gifts. And how you get out of this is you stop talking so damn much. Page of Swords in the reverse, because the Lovers are in reverse here. They don't really fuck with you. And, you know, this is, you heal this with the 9 of Wands. You're going to heal from this betrayal, you know, but it does take acknowledgement. You do have to see shit for what it is, you know, and sometimes that's uncomfortable, you know, because the first thing, you know, you're not a girl's girl. You're not a guy's guys. You're not for the bros or whatever. Take what resonates. But sometimes you gotta, some journeys are meant to be taken alone. Near future, Thursday, Friday. Yep, Wheel of Fortune here. Everything's panning out for you. You know, these people are afraid of it panning out. Now, I don't know why, because you'll be held in high honor. The Hierophant, Taurus energy here. And these people feel like you didn't work for this. You know, they don't feel like you worked for this. You just getting a free ride. But that's neither here nor there, because it ain't none of their fucking business. And if they were worried about themselves, they'd realize they've got way more pressing matters. But yeah, these people were trying to stop something you were building, and you've been freed from that delay. There could be a Virgo involved here, Hermit energy here. You free yourself from these by kind of going into hermit mode too, is what I'm also hearing. overall energy. Yeah, these people, they didn't want you to have some sort of opportunity here. They thought by taking your opportunities, this would cause you some sort of immense failure or embarrassment. And they did this again by not helping you. You know, they didn't offer you anything. Ace of Pentacles in reverse to the Six of Pentacles in reverse to the six to the Six of Wands in reverse to the Seven of Cups in reverse. They felt like, and I've been picking up on that energy a lot. The feeling is though, like, okay, if I don't feed you, you're gonna starve. You know what I'm saying? So these people kind of grouped together and collaborated with the Three of Cups to ensure this. Like, somebody just felt like you just had it so easy. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Things were just given to you, and they were having a hard time getting that devil up off their back. Capricorn can be significant. They had a hard time releasing the fact that maybe you didn't want to build with them, or the fact that, you know, your prosperity and your gifts, you know, your blessings didn't depend on whether they wanted to build with you or whether they were attached to you or not. Spirit is saying, you know, get out of your head about that situation, because that's you overly thinking about that is becoming a weakness to your pride, to your courage, to your strength. With the Strength card in reverse, Leo could be significant here. They're trying to weaken your whole psyche by making you feel like you don't have a collective, you don't have your wish fulfillment, you don't have family, you don't have a foundation. Ten of Cups in reverse. You know, but you need to take action independently no matter what. Like, keep going and follow your vision here. We got the King of Wands in the upright to the Knight of Wands. Heavy fire sign masculine energy, which I'm reading as you doing things in a physical sense, like taking your dreams and turning them into a reality. Okay. Yeah, in the past, maybe you couldn't make peace with these things, but you need to take the time to level out your emotions with the Queen of Cups. Have some sort of emotional discipline, and focus on yourself. Queen of Pentacles in the upright. Focus on setting your own groundwork. You cannot be controlled, you know, so step into your power and walk away. You know, you don't have to fight these people. They're heavily emotional about the fact that this is ending, but there's some sort of theft or like mischievousness that has been exposed in the past that caused you to end these things. Scorpio could also be significant. Their deepest, darkest feelings are coming to the surface. You need to keep going with whatever ideas and plans that you have. The Chariot here, Cancer. And don't be so quick to reveal your next move. The High Priestess in reverse, Taurus, Leo, because you having impatience here is causing you to show your blessings too soon. Like, you're so quick, you know, you want to tell them about what's going on, you know, about what you're working on and building, but the truth is this causes them to become jealous and stubborn in helping you. King of Pentacles in reverse. So whatever plans and strategies that you have, you need to be existing in this Queen of Swords energy. Get out of your feelings. They lie to you. You need to take control, because being fearful of being under judgment, you know, you need to heal from that. People judging you, right? You know, things are throwing you off in the past, you know, not prioritizing yourself. But you need to make the decision with the Three of Wands here to focus on long-term effects. You don't have to regret any losses or any things that didn't play out, because at the end of the day, you still win. You know, you don't need to be collaborating with people who secretly, Two of Cups in reverse, don't fuck with you. Not facing this reality, not being in tune with your spiritual team. Temperance in reverse is gonna cause a tower for you. Tower for Sag, tower for you. So you don't need to be bothered with that shit, for real, for real. Let's see what the Oracle has to say. Face the music, baby. Face the music and move on. What aligns will align. What doesn't, hey, you know what that is. Well, it don't matter. Shit. Yeah. Any new plans or goals that you have, you pursuing this is what's really going to change your life. I got transform here. You may be called to be quite defensive by the, Tuesday-ish Scorpio. But maybe you have to defend your freedom, you may feel like you have to defend your freedom. But don't give away your power, okay? Power in reverse, Aries, could be significant as well. You don't have to defend your freedom. This takes away your power and destroys your rebirth. You're wiser than, and you're wiser, 4444. You're wiser than what they think. Use your wisdom to your advantage, okay? You don't have to fight with your fists or with your words. Show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? Wednesday. Yeah, there's a collaborative effort here to create and adapt to changes. But you have to keep certain shit to yourself. Mystery card. You're mystery. People are trying to figure you out. People are trying to figure out how you provide for yourself, Taurus. Maybe they feel like maybe they can come strike a deal, Capricorn. Yeah, they want to come strike a deal with you. So maybe you'll reveal something. But you can't be conned, into thinking these people care. Cancer energy here, okay? Because they really don't. End of the week, somebody's going to be experiencing a loss from your past. Maybe these losses strengthen you. They gave you strength. You turned your L's into lessons. And this is what's balancing out justice, balance, Libra, your relationships, clarity. Yeah, because maybe you didn't have a lot of confidence to think that you could evolve or change, but your blessings are tied to you enjoying your life and, really engaging and enjoying things. Somebody tried to stunt your growth so that you couldn't work in reverse, and maybe you lose courage, Leo here, and, go into some sort of sickness because you couldn't be. You shouldn't be consumed with what these people are doing. Could be people posing as friends. Aquarius here. But on the surface, they try to act like they have good intentions for you. But Spirit is saying they don't. Somebody's losing patience here. And they're not very happy because they can't remember. Somebody's not remembering to get rest. You need to rest, okay? This is a time for rest. Even though it feels like we should just be going. You are being given a chance to rest, okay? In the past, people loved you, but they lived to betray your trust. Their secrets, they were disguised in chaos, bringing chaos into your life so you wouldn't go after what inspires you. These people don't want you to feel protected here. But Spirit says that we're not trying to get you to fear these people. We just want you to stop talking to their ass and telling them everything, giving them your energy and your kindness. If you don't follow your instincts moving forward, they will continue to trick you into not believing in yourself and believing in your whole process. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit going on in the background. These people were diligently trying to destroy you with some sort of information or lie within the past 5 weeks. There could be a earth sign masculine in reverse here. King of Pentacles in reverse. Wanted you to experience a wheel of fortune. This person could have been trying to stagnate you from feeling protected within your stability and your finances. Someone has not been able to make a decision here. And this is because they were trying to avoid a tower. But this is played to your advantage because you've been victorious, because this person can no longer take this leap of faith. Someone's getting a message here, possibly in about 4 days, about their freedom or housing situation. You're definitely needing to step into your power. You stepping into your power has these people afraid. They can't emotionally manipulate you because you walked away from them, and you're no longer overly emotional about this cycle ending. Maybe in the past you had a hard time letting go, but now you're no longer fighting for these energies, fighting for a resolution, and your spirit team is stepping in to help you get more stable because you simply asked. And Maybe you felt like time wasn't on your side and you were trying to force a narrative or force your spirits into action. But your wish fulfillment is going to be heavily based on you putting in the work, spiritually and physically. And this is the truth. The only holdup that you have within your goals and your plans was ending these relationships, courting in reverse. Your justice will be served, and people will realize that you'll realize you made the right decision here, because you're going to be getting some sort of help from your spirits. Some sort of assistance is coming here to ground you. Things and these attachments were simply illusions and delusions, devil card here, and now you see that. So whatever collaborative effort, whatever you're working on, you need to keep those blessings to yourself, Big Mama, in reverse, because if you don't ground your thoughts, this is going to weaken you. Ground your ideas, ground your thoughts. You need to remember or take note that even though slow motion better than no motion, this shit is giving you some sort of stress, debt wise. Maybe you're going to get your wish fulfillment. Things are going to balance out for you. Just stay hopeful and move on from these endings and these breakups with these sorry ass motherfuckers. 3 of Knives in reverse to the 10 of Knives in reverse. Like, you're gonna make it, okay? I'm gonna spoil the ending for you, but you can't be so tied to your past and tied to who, what, when, where it's not helping you get to your goals and your achievements, because this is a space where you have to lean heavily into your faith and know that 1 + 1 is always 2. So this is about you putting one foot in front of the other and not looking behind you, because you're gonna trip the fuck up every time, okay? You got nothing to prove. Only person you got something to prove to is yourself. That's the only person you got something to prove to. Okay, y'all? But that's my word now. I love you guys, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If this message resonates, that you have, some tea, not just tea, but if you have thoughts, get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what's going on, okay? In regards to this episode and how it resonates for you, if you feel comfortable. If you're in need of any readings, any workings, definitely click the link in my bio and I'll go ahead and get you set up this week. Get the month started off right, okay? But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You never know who it can help. And yeah, y'all know we're gonna chat soon. Love you, mean it. Bye.